and it's gonna add obviously some flavor to it also. All I'm doing is taking that piece of butter, dropping it in every corner. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be making a delicious stewed fried fish. So to make this, we are going to be needing a little bit of heat. I have a habanero pepper. You guys know I like to freeze mine. That's why it's looking like it was frozen. And I have 1 tomato, and I'll be using some onions. And I have 2 tablespoons of butter. I have a packet of sazon. You don't have to use this if you don't have it. And I have a piece of pepper poked with some cloves, parsley tied with some thyme. And I have 2 teaspoons of tomato paste, 3 tablespoons of my good old Haitian Epis or my green seasoning. If you don't know how to make this, check the card that just came up so you can make your own. And I will be using some sour orange juice. If you don't have this, you can just use lime juice, salt and pepper to taste, some olive oil. And if you like, if you use maggie, you can definitely use some maggie in this recipe, or some might call it chicken bouillon. And I have some water I'll be using. And of course, you are going to be needing some oil to fry the fish. Here's the fish I am going to be using today. I am using tilapia, and I already went ahead and cleaned it, but I'm still going to rub more lime on top of it. If you want to know how to clean your fish, because I have so many fish videos on this channel, so if you want to know how to clean and season your fish, check the card that just came up, or I can leave the link down in the description box for that video as well. Okay, and don't forget to check the description box for the list of everything I use in this video. So let's get cooking, guys. So to season our fish, I'm going to start by just sprinkling a little bit of salt on top. Just so you guys know, I did let my fish sit overnight in some salted water, just because tilapia fish is a freshwater fish, and I like my ocean fish. So to give it a nice little extra salty flavor, I like to just let it sit overnight in salted water with some lime. Okay, and I am going to drop that packet of sazon, and I am going to add most of the Epis. I'm leaving about 1 big teaspoon. We are going to leave that at the end. And I am going to drop some of that lime juice or sour orange juice, which I don't have much. Okay, and I like to mix that together. Again, if you are using maggie, this is when you add that in there, if that's your thing. I don't have anything against maggie. It's just that sometimes if I don't have it, I don't go out of my way to look for it. Okay, so now all I'm doing is rubbing that Epis all over that fish. We want it to have a nice, delicious flavor before we fry it. Just like that. Be generous. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we upload. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming, and you will not regret it. We have some amazing recipes in this channel. Make sure you rub it good. I can see I might need a little more Epis, so I just went and grabbed a little. I'm saving the other teaspoon of Epis or so, just so we can make the sauce once we're done frying the fish. Okay, so now I am going to set this aside, allow it to marinate for a good 30 minutes or more if you have more time before we start frying them. What you are going to want to do is grab a pan that's large enough to fry our fish. I'm using a wok, and I am just putting some oil in there, just enough to cover my fish. Okay, and let it heat up before we add that fish. My wok is nice and hot, so now I am going to take the fish and kind of tap it to take the excess water out of it. Hopefully this is hot enough. This is pretty good. And just place your fish in there. I am using a wok because it's a non-stick pan. It's just so much easier for me to get my fish out of that. So allow it to fry. Do not flip it until that one side is completely fried, until it's like a nice golden brown color. I'm going to do it in 2 batches because I still have 2 pieces left. Again, let them fry for like 7 minutes on each side before you turn them at all. My fish is all done frying. As you can see, when it's fried the proper way, it's easy to come off the pan. It's not sticky at all. I know I told you guys to flip, but you can see I did not need to flip mine over because mine was covered with the oil. I just waited a good 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes before taking it out. These two are stuck together. But yes, you want your fish to be nice and crispy without burning them before we add them into our sauce that we are about to make. So I am just taking them out, placing them into a paper towel. Oh, they're wanting to pop. And child, I do not have time to get burned. So as much as I love to cook, I am afraid of the oil. These two just don't want to leave each other. Anyhow, I am going to take them out and then put the other two before we start making that sauce. Now it's time to make our sauce. You are going to take a couple tablespoons of olive oil. You could use the oil that we use to fry the fish, but I like to use olive oil when I make sauces. And I know the other oil have way more flavor because we did fry the fish in there. So it's your choice if you want to use some of that oil. But anyways, a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and I am adding my Epis in there. And let it dry until it's a nice golden brown color, because we are going to add the tomato paste in there so that the tomato paste can cook before we start adding any liquid to this at all. Now I'm taking that tomato paste, put that in there so it can fry for a few minutes as well. Just mix everything in. And you can drop that tomatoes as well so it can bring some moisture to the pot. And let that fry for a few minutes before we add that liquid. So now with that same pot I used to marinate the fish, I went ahead and put a little bit of water into that pot just because it's full of that Epis flavor. And I am going to allow the tomatoes and the tomato paste to kind of cook together. This is what's gonna help make our sauce thick, because of course I did not use any flour when I was frying the fish, and you don't need to use flour when frying your fish. So now you want to, again, if you use maggie, this is when you add the maggie or chicken bouillon. Okay, cover it and let the tomatoes cook before we add anything else to this sauce. Now with the back of your spoon, you should grab it and kind of mash the tomatoes. This should be really nice enough to do that, because I don't want big chunk of tomatoes in my gravy. Okay, now I can tell that tomato paste has cooked. We don't want raw tasting tomato paste in our gravy either. Okay. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, please go ahead and do so. I will leave all the link for our social medias down in the description box for you guys to follow us on there. So now what I am going to do is add a little more liquid. You want to add as much liquid as you want. It's you who know how much gravy you want, but you don't want to make soup, okay? We're making gravy, so you don't want to make too much of that gravy, but you want enough so it can cook down, and then it can have enough liquid to kind of coat our fish once we put the fish in there. So now I am going to put parsley and thyme with that piece of pepper poked with clove, and I am going to allow this to boil for about 5 minutes and season it. As I said, put your black pepper, put in whatever spices you want to put in. When I say whatever, I mean as far as the maggie, salt, and pepper, or just stick to exactly what I have, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in there and mix everything. I might put a little more water in there, but not too much. This is one of the sauces that I made as a vegan sauce without any meat. So this is just a simple sauce you can use to make if you don't want to add any meat to it. You can just simply make this sauce to eat. But you guys know Easter is coming up, and I wanted to make sure I give you guys a variety of different style of different ways to make your fish. So search in this channel. I have regular fried fish, I have stuffed fish, I have escabeche fish, like you name it, I have in this channel. So make sure you check all my fish video out for this Easter holiday coming up, Good Friday, so you guys can enjoy the recipes. Now it's time to get our fish to join the party. Oh, these look so good to eat as they are. Just place them in there carefully. Make sure you make space for all of them. I know if my husband was home, he would definitely snatch one. He loved himself some fried fish. But he also enjoyed the fried fish and stew as well. So I know either way, it's a win for him. And if it's a win for him, it's a win for me. So either way, he's good, I'm good, kids are good, everybody's winning. So now, as you can see, I'm just making sure some of the gravy cover all our fish. Okay. The fried fish will bring so much flavor to this dish. It is crazy how that gravy will taste once you add the fried fish. So now I'm going to turn down my heat, let it simmer. If you need to add a little more lime juice, go ahead and do so. Let it simmer. I'm going to cover it. Let it simmer for a good 10-15 minutes, but do not stir it. Take the side of your pot, just kind of shake it up so nothing is sticking to the bottom, okay? To finish it off, I am going to put in that butter just so it can give it a nice glossy look. And it's gonna add obviously some flavor to it also. All I'm doing is taking that piece of butter, dropping it in every corner, just so that flavor can be throughout. Okay, and give it another taste. Make sure my salt is good. And now I am going to put some onions, some sliced onions on top, but this is only if you like onions. And if you want your onions to be a little more cooked, go ahead and cover it. But if you don't, this is pretty much the end of the recipe for those who don't. But I like my onions to be cooked a little bit, so I'm going to cover it up and just let it kind of steam. My stove is on low, so let it kind of steam or saute for about 5 minutes. Let's see what's happening here. I know I said let the onions saute. I meant simmer, okay? I do know the difference, just in case some of y'all want to come for me. But I meant simmer, not saute. So now my recipe is pretty much done. As you can see, the sauce thickened up a little bit. I am going to be eating this with some blé, that wheat, that burger wheat. I do have the video on this channel up as well. This tastes so good. Or you can eat this with some boiled plantains or whatever your heart desire. With some yams, some sweet potatoes, whatever you want to eat it with. you can eat it with that. And I don't think I showed you guys when I added that habanero pepper, but it is in there. Okay, another taste just because it tastes so good. But this will do it for this video, guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you like your fish on Good Friday, and let me know if you have tried any of my recipes. If you did, let me know how you like them, and give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to share this video with everybody you know. Other than that, that will take us to the end. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and don't forget to continue to take care of yourself. I love you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Have a happy Easter. Enjoy yourself and eat well. Bye-bye.